for attending this special workshop. This is your host, Akira from Yamato, right? So we're talking about something that, well, being asked a lot about, that's halal ramen. Well, um, to be honest with you guys, like I'm feeling a little uncomfortable today because we're talking about something that we're not expert on. So halal. To be honest with you, we're not expert on halal cuisines, right? But we've been teaching a lot about like over the past 2 decades, 20 years, right? We've been running our ramen school, middle school, soba school, and we've taught over maybe 4,000 students, right? Then this is one of the most frequently asked questions. Okay, so halal ramen, like how can we create, how can we make our original halal ramen? And then halal cuisines is like actually one of the fastest growing type of cuisines that in the world, right? And then um, halal is something that we've seen like growing a lot recently, right? And then we're getting more and more customers and students, asking about, okay, how can we create my own unique halal ramen, right? So halal ramen is something that's challenging, right, for us to do. But like we've made over the past few years, right, having all these people are coming from Islamic countries, all these people coming from countries where Muslim religion is like majority, right? And then of course, like they wanted to make more halal ramen, so we've yeah done like a few, actually more than a few, but like quite a few of recipes that using, because like that has to do with like a lot has to do with the ingredients, right? With restrictions. So like we want to, well, we need to play our ramen like within this kind of or narrower rules, right? So that's what we're talking about today. And then halal ramen. So what we're doing today is that like we're gonna be talking about basics, right? Basics about halal ramen. So for those people who are kind of beginning to understand what halal is, and then um, this is a challenge, right? Because there are certain ingredients that are very critical in traditional ramen that we use, but like we can't use like if you're making halal ramen, right? So we're gonna definitely talk about those, and then for those people who are kind of not familiar with ramen, right? Itself, we're gonna be talking about how we can make ramen soup, right? Ramen sauce that's based on raw ingredients, right? And then after that, I think we're gonna make like some fresh noodles, right, from our rich mango one machine. That that's one of our favorite recipes for halal ramen that we're gonna share with you guys today, right? Um, so first, like I want to go over some slides that I prepared right for this workshop. So halal is definitely one of the fastest growing market, right? In terms of money, right? In terms of like how much money we're talking about, right? 2023, it's like it's kind of incomprehensible, like kind of astronomical numbers, but like global halal food market was you know two, 2004, like almost like 2,500 billion US dollars, right, in 2023, and it's still growing a lot, right? Expected to grow almost like twice as much like in 7 to 10 years, right? So combine that with one of the fastest growing Japanese cuisines, ramen, then we can see that definitely halal ramen is like definitely one of the um, food genre that like, is going to be growing a lot in the near future, right? So we want to master halal ramen to be able like definitely capture a piece of pie, right? This market. So let's see what um, halal is, right? First, halal cuisines. What are the halal cuisines, right? What is halal cuisine? So halal is basically means that like what is permissible, right? What is permissible, and then in the opposite word, we have Islamic word haram. That's what's not allowed, right? What's not permissible, but what we can eat in halal cuisines, right? So basically restrictions, right? The foundation of halal cuisine is built on what it avoids, right? So alcohol is a big one, and then pork, right? It's very famous or popular. I mean, famous that like halal Muslim people like are not allowed to pork, right? Or any products derived from pork, a pigs, or like alcohol, right? It's really hot forbidden. And halal cooking is much more than like list of like dietary restriction, right? It's like flavor, and then but basically, yeah, here's the Islamic dietary laws as defined in Quran, right? And then so these will dictate not only what is permissible, right, halal, and then what is not, but also emphasize cleanliness, purity, and the ethical treatment of animals. So it's it's very you know we definitely admire, like respect that philosophy, like more behind this dietary restrictions. So halal ramen challenging, right? So ramen, I mean, there's some aspects of like ramen that applies with halal restrictions. So yeah, I talked about like pork, right? Pork, it's got to be pork free, right? Especially like stock, right? That we make for ramen. Because one of the most popular ramen is tonkotsu ramen. Like it's pork bone broth, right? Pork bone broth ramen. So that's like like saying no to like the most popular one in ramen, right? Um, so we want to think about using it's chicken beef, right? But like chicken beef, uh, that can we can use chicken beef, but like they need to be certified, meaning like they need to be slaughtered like in a certain way that's allowed in the Islamic like cooking, that we don't talk about like food laws. So basically, we don't want these livestock to suffer, for a long time. So like we want to give them like clean death, right? So we want to you know finish them off like as quickly as possible. So vegetable, and of course, like others, and the seafood. Definitely we can use seafood, right? Fish, some types of fish. Then alcohol free, right? And so when talking about alcohol free, there are very obvious ones that we can't use, right? Mirin and stuff like that. But for some types of soy sauce, soy sauce like regular sauce, we use some alcohol in it, so we can't use them, right? And some other seasonings too, so basically no alcohol. So we may have to use like certified soy sauce, right? And certified means like, well, there are a lot of like certification bodies of like halal certification bodies, right? Probably 7 or 8 of them, like very major ones. Um, so these products need to be certified by them. Um, then, but like, and well, any products would be like completely different. The flavor, taste, and stuff like that, completely different. Like soy sauce, completely different from regular soy sauce beans, right? So we want to adjust our recipes accordingly. And then kitchen operation as well. So halal. Well, I think like we did this like workshop in the morning, and then someone said like no, a tahara cleaning process. Like I mentioned, like no, someone like never heard of it. Probably it's that someone like probably knows more than more about like the halal restrictions than I do. So but anyway, we need to provide the equipment in like through like Islamic method traditions, right? And then so material wise, stainless steel they preferred, right? Plastics like will may accumulate like some like odors and the like some kind of flavors, residues, right? From the food like that, the that touched, right? That these tools touch, right? So and then of course, like but this basic idea is that like what we if you are cooking the preparing the halal food and the no halal food, like you need to clearly separate them, right? You need to clearly separate them. Um, yeah, so that you can say this is halal, this is not halal, right? So yeah, and kind of talking about the ingredients, right? Ingredients that are allowed for in halal cuisines, and then so this table like kind of well summarizes like all these like um, diets that with certain restrictions, right? Halal like kosher for Jewish people, vegan, we're into vegetarian, right? Lacto vegetarian, uh, lacto vegetarian. So there's so many like restricted diets, right? So and then they kind of point out like different ingredients, um, different types of ingredients, right? To be prohibited, to be used, right? Then so so beef, pork, right? Chicken, seafood without scale, or and then alcohol, honey roots, and then products and egg, and then there may be some other ingredients that that may be subject to this type of restrictions. But and I was looking at this, um, the table, and then the vegan is probably most strict, right? Most strict diet. Um, but actually, vegan allows like alcohol, right, to be used in the cuisine, right? So, you know, okay, I thought, okay, so as long as we follow the vegan diet, like ingredients, right? Ingredients that are allowed in vegan, then all that we can that's okay for halal cuisine, right? That we use for halal cuisine, but like, we need to watch out for alcohol, right? Alcohol, so particularly like we cannot use regular soy sauce, right? Regular soy sauce that's okay to be used in vegan, right? So it's very and a little bit tricky here. So potential ingredients for halal ramen. Um, so no pork, no alcohol. So for base stocks, these are the product ingredients that we could think about using for halal ramen, and then so there are types of vegetables, fruits, types of legumes, right? Chickpeas and stuff like that. Seafood, I mean seaweeds, kombu, mushrooms, preferably dried because of the better, umami, stronger umami, right? The fish, um, seafood, other types of seafood, halal, short red meat, or fermented, beans and rice drink and stuff like that for the base stock. And the base sauce, so base sauce is like we call otodali, right? In ramen. So this is basically seasoning, right? The halal certified soy sauce, salt, miso, right? And then ingredients is infused flavors with like some types of vegetables, mushrooms, seaweeds, and seafood, right? And the spices and herbs. So what's great about this sauce? I mean, in terms of like ingredients we can use for halal ramen is that like we can use seafood. So this is very important when we are making this sauce. Like seafood, there are so many types of seafood like that. Yeah, we can we infuse the umami, like all these flavors into the sauce, like soy sauce, like salt and miso. I will touch more on this later, but like so the fact that we're allowed to use seafood, halal ramen is like a very strong point. Flavored oil, there's types of vegetable oil, coconut oil, sesame oil, sunflower oil, etc. Right, but basically the point here is that like we don't want to use oil that has like strong flavor, right? So olive oil is one thing, well, sesame oil is something, but that has strong smell, but like well, you can use it for certain type of flavored oil. And then seeds, nuts, vegetable, chili, garlic, ginger, and seafood, right? To make the flavored oil with a topping, right? And there's vegetable, and then salt red meat, fish, right? Mushrooms, etc. Right? And I've just put like this table like here, like the show like the ingredients to like kind of compare that with ingredients that are potential ingredients we can use for halal ramen, right? So again, like seafood, if we can use seafood, that's a big challenge, for us to create very good vegan ramen, without using seafood ingredients. Um, so that's one thing, right? And then So yeah, vegan. Vegan is like probably the most challenging diet for us to create the original ramen. But yeah, we can definitely customize the noodles, right? And sauce, soup, toppings, and other stuff. Like if you're running a restaurant that specializes in serving our ramen, then you want to have like some option, right? On then different yeah for different diet restriction. Then no, well I feel gluten free, right? Gluten free noodles too, and then was like more steamed rice or like quinoa and then other types of like carbohydrates, right? So these are the. It's very easy to like customize around and then play around with this. But you know when trying to create bowls ramen that are really good for these people with restricted diets, is that what's challenging is that like we need to play um, you know within these rules, right? Within this like narrower range of ingredients we can use, right? We are allowed to use. So that's the challenge, right? But you know, but we've made like really good bold halal ramen before, like school and stuff like so. It's possible definitely, and then we can even create like bold ramen that are actually better than halal ramen that are actually better than regular um, ramen dishes. So we're looking at creating halal ramen, right? We have three major types of ramen that we can consider making, right? Well, standard ramen, like a hot soup noodle. Basically, that's the kind of first image we have, like, when we hear that word ramen, right? And then tsukemen, the dipping noodle, right? So less soup, but more noodles, and then noodle have to be like, bigger, for chewier. Then mazamen. Mazamen basically soupless noodle, right? And then but it has like some kind of like a little bit of like a sauce, right? And then to kind of mix it up with the sauce, and then so basically the main character here, main character is the noodles. So we need to wanna focus on the noodles. Um, and then so this is a hot soup noodle dish. Hot soup noodle soup, right? So this stock made out of certified animal, chicken, beef, right? Then seafood, right? Vegetable, and then other things like fruits, other things. So this stock basically the typical amount, right? One serving is 300 grams per serving. We have base stock, right? So base stock itself like doesn't have much of the taste. Like if you taste the base stock, right, it's good, but it's blunt, right? So we want to add the tare based sauces, which like typically miso, right, and soy sauce and salt, and then that's 3% to like 15% of base stock, like the times weight of the base stock that we base sauce, right? Um, so there may be like there can be like other types of base sauce like tare that we can think about, like like curry or something. Because especially when we're talking about halal food, right? Or ramen. So curry may be like another tare that we can probably think about. And then flavor oils. This is very important too. It adds the flavor and smell, and then so that completes the taste of the flavor of the soup, right? And this is the kind of tsukemen style, and then so the amount of the stock we add is less than the also noodles, right? And then but like tare, right? Seasoning is significantly bigger portion that for that serving, right? One serving like 50 to 70 grams, and then flavored oil is way more as well, like 50 to 60 grams, right? And then so like you have these two parts, like two components in the bowl, and then we heat up the stock, and then we add it to the bowl to make the dipping sauce, right? So it's very um, yeah. So we kind of covered the the soup part, but like we want to get more into the soup production later. But so beef stock, halal, ramen component, beef stock we have like and then different types of ingredients that we could use, right? And then tare, so base sauce, and then ingredients that we infuse this like the soy sauce, salt, miso curry, vinegar like this. These stuff, right? These ingredients that as a candidate, and then flavored oil, vegetable oil, coconut oil, sesame oil, sunflower oil, and then different garlic, ginger. I mean, there could be like many types. Like, probably we want to think about the ingredients that are like kind of unique in what unique in halal cuisines. That are probably not really used like outside the halal cuisines. Then we definitely want to use it to kind of make our halal ramen unique, right? And toppings, yeah. So there are many like I mean compared to like vegan ramen, like we have more choices, um, options to choose from for that toppings too. The noodles too, of course, but yeah, we've heard that there are like um, flowers, right? Wheat flowers, like they need to be halal certified or something on country, right? Um, so yeah, there are such things as like certified wheat flowers, right, for halal. Yeah, you can definitely search for it, and then probably more expensive, but basically it's wheat flour, so not really crossing over the restrictions of halal cuisine. So, I want to get into this equipment part for based on production because these are just kind of talked about the kitchen operation kind of when it comes to kitchen operation, right? We need to separate like if you're serving like halal and no halal food, right? No, same kitchen or separate the operation. I think then um, oftentimes, like this is a picture of like our kitchen, right, or run a school, and then we typically have like maybe 8 or to 10 pots cooking like different ingredients, right, cooking different ingredients, and then we have a like faucet like for each stock pot, like running hot water, to add water right little by little to like kind of keep the optimal ratio of like water ingredients, right, efficient for efficient like extraction of umami, right? And then so and then we use this spatula to keep starting the ingredients, right? To keep them from burning, getting burnt at the bottom of the stock pot. And then we have this like large sink, right, to quickly cool the stock, right? The cold water, right, running. So after we finish cooking stocks, right, we want to cool them down like as quickly as possible. So to keep that quality of the stock like as long as possible. So optimal water, right? Ingredient to um, water to ingredient cooking ratio, measured in weight, right? For the stocks is like water, 2 ingredient 1, right? So if you're cooking 10 kilograms of chicken bones, for example, right? Then you want to prepare, we want to cook them in 20 liters of water, right? So we want to maintain it throughout cooking, right, for light stock, right? And then, so we literally measure you know, the water surface initially, and then like we keep it for cooking, right? When we're cooking the light version. So like, well, we have basically we have like 2 versions of ramen stock, right? Base stock, and for example, chicken stock, right? Whole chicken stock. We have 2 versions, right? Light version and thick version. So we have like our own way of like cooking these versions, 2 different versions, right? Because every time like we cook, we conduct ramen school, ramen class, um, we make, right? We cook the stock, right? Different types of stock, like from scratch. Light version, thick version, or the same. For example, like from the whole chicken, right? So we've done this over and over, hundreds of times, right? And then so we recorded the time, right? Recorded the density, how long it took this light version of whole chicken stock to reach like this or 3, right? To record everything, right? We have them recorded. We have all this data to, to calculate, okay, how long it's going to take, and then how, then so you can taste it, right? Taste the stock that's done. Then, that's the this of 8, for example. So how the, chicken stock with the whole chicken stock that's at the taste of 8 tastes like, right? So you kind of connect like, that your own taste and then this number that, we get attached to this stock, right? So equipment, right? And then so this is something that allows us to measure this value, right? Variable density of this stock, right? It could be visible under the light through this kind of refractometer. So we use it for salty level, like we use it for density of this stock, and we use it for like a sweetness. There are many kind of refractometers that allow us to measure like different variables of stock. So yeah, um, so these are the kind of tools that we can use to control the quality and then measure these variables. So and then for thicker stocks, right, the larger stock batteries. So when, for example, like we're cooking like chicken stock, right? It says like Chongqing stock, but like let's forget that. But like chicken stock, right? Heavy chicken stock, and then we want to bring it to this 8, right? But we have like okay total of like 100 kilograms. One being so like that's like 33 kilograms of chicken bones, right? And then 66 kilograms of water or something, and then yeah, about 100 kilograms, right? And then we cooked it, and then we boiled it down to 60 kilograms at the taste of 8, right? So to get the 60 kilograms of chicken stock, right, at the taste of 8, we want to have like bigger stock pot, right, that can contain this 100 kilograms of water and ingredient, right? And then of course like we can't have like we can't cook them in like 100-liter stock pot, right? Because if they're gonna overflow, definitely, right? When we're cooking, so we want to probably have like 120, 130 liter of stock pot, and then we can cook this 100 kilograms of ingredients in. And then so when cooking stocks, right? And this is something, if you haven't already known this, like this is something like you want to take your mind from them, and then you can actually apply it like in your business, right? So hard water and soft water. So when we're cooking, the ingredients like chicken bones, right? In hot water, because hot water has like all these like minerals, right? And then these minerals like magnesium, like calcium, like they prevent they kind of they're there, right? So it's full of like these minerals. But these minerals kind of keep like all this umami, that are coming out of the ingredients, chicken bones, from getting out, right? So getting released from the bones. So it takes a longer time to get all these umami out, right? So to get 30 liters of like there's 6 of chicken stocks, it takes 10 hours, let's say, right? And hard water, and then to get 30 liter of like this, like chicken stock, the same chicken stock, it takes 5 hours in soft water. So it makes that much difference. Like if you have to work with like really hard water, what there's like varying degrees of like hardness of water from region to region. So you want to test your water first, and then see if you want to invest in the water softener first, right? To soften the water, but you can definitely you want to definitely use water softener if you need to like work with the hot water, right? And then mutadari, right? These sauces, like these are the very important component for your halal ramen soup. And then in our ramen school, like each course that we do, so we make about like 50 to 60 to 70 different types of tare, right? From scratch. So which is exactly how you guys can make them, right, from scratch. So different ratios, different you know methods, right? But I just want to share like this one thing, right, about the tare, right, in this slide, right? So soy sauce is like soy sauce tare, right? Soy sauce tare. So we're basically doing the same thing, like we did like in the we're making base stocks, and then so what we're basically doing is like we are actually moving the umami, right, the flavors from the ingredients into this liquid, right, soy sauce, right, by applying heat, or just not applying heat, but like letting it sit for days, right? So heating method, right? Applying heat to extract umami from ingredients into liquid like soy sauce or like salt water, salt tare, and then unheating method is basically the soy ingredients to get umami out into soy sauce without heating, right? So it takes time, but like the unheated method like gives us the kind of fresher, flavor of the soy sauce. So it depends on like kind of flavor you want to bring into your halal ramen soup. But so these are two different methods that we do. And then so flavor oil, again, like we make a bunch of different flavor oils that you can select and then mix, right, blend them differently. So for your ramen, halal ramen, and then so these are made like from infuse different ingredients into oil, and then one of my favorites is of course like this chili oil, right? So we basically have all these ingredients prepared, right, and then you know um, as you can see this video, yeah, just well pouring this like hot kind of boiling oil into it to like infuse this all these like chili and shrimp peppers and stuff like that into the oil. So it's very simple, easy, but very good oil that you can make in this method. So these are the production process, like production part of the ramen soup for your halal ramen. And then yeah, so I run out of time, and then but we've been conducting this ramen shop, ramen school, ramen course, and then we have online course, right, that you can start in today, and then you can take it anywhere in the world, and then you can take it anytime anytime you want, right, to learn all these methods and techniques, right, on the ramen to make your halal ramen. So you can go to like online school that yamatonoodle.com to start exploring what we have over there. We have a lot of free courses and free resources as well. So please check them out at the online school that yamatonoodle.com. Okay, so yeah, halal ramen. Like I think we're gonna do like more workshop on the halal ramen. You know, for those people who are interested in that, the days to come. But well, it's start making one of our favorite halal ramen noodles, the original one machine. Yeah, so this is Rich Bengal one machine, and then this is one of the most advanced, like the most advanced, like only one, only machine that we have. Meaning, only one meaning what means that like you can make everything from scratch. Just with this machine. So it's got a mixer, 10 kilograms mixer, right? Then so 10 kilograms, so like you can mix up to like 10 kilograms of solid ingredients right at the time, and then but you can the minimum batch is 4 kilograms, right? So what do we need 4 kilograms this time around, and then so what maybe is mixing, right? Is like water, currency, and salt, right? And then So halal ramen, there are many. Actually, there are like growing number of like halal ramen shops or like ramen shops that start serving halal ramen, right? And then one of the one of the like kind of more popular ones that we saw um, serving well the noodles that are like relatively high hydration, right? So we are doing high hydration noodles for this like the higher scale, right? We're probably doing like 38% hydration. So this is called mixer is called silky mixer, right? The silky mixer, this mixer is designed to render good hydration, and then yeah. So basically, like condition the dough like optimal condition for like ramen noodles, and then buy the different noodles, right? So that's what it's called silky mixer. And then so the total mixing time 10 minutes, but we just ate so much to like waste your time, right? So by just letting you watch the mixer. So let me prepare this dough in advance. So as you can see, the dough condition is a little bit um, wet, right? So we can tell by like the size of the dough, it's fairly big. Then adjusting the water gap, right, to 1.5 millimeter, and then we're gonna start um, the sheeting process. So dough that is coming out right from the other side, and then so what she did was like just wind it onto the rolling pin, right, and then she doesn't have to do anything, but it's automatic, right? So um, the retrieval line is very smart in the way that you know it's measuring the amount of dough that's being fed, right, to the roller. Then so like how fast it has to go, it has to increase the speed the dough to the roller, right? On conversion machine, usually doing this on conversion machine, usually what you have is the like safety gate, right? Safety gate that blocks the your hand from going into like get injured in the the roller. So that's important, right? That's safety, right? But this but it's cumbersome, right? The if the dough is big like this, and then it gets stuck right between the safety gate, and then you know what's happening is that like you're gonna feed the dough by hand, and then um, open up the safety gate a little bit to like kind of end up like stopping the machine, right? And then you feed the dough a little bit, and then well the machine stops again by opening the safety gate. So this kind of this cumbersome, right? Very cumbersome, but this machine, right? One, we solve the problem. Then um, we can have both safety and practicality of or convenience of noodle making, because thanks to the most advanced safety feature that which Mango One has. So literally like the first process, like you just don't have to do anything. You just let the Richmond Gold One do the job, right? And then it does a very good job of cheating. And then so that was a rough forming process that we call, right? So we made a rough sheet of dough, right? And then but still rough means that like still fragile, very weak, right? So it's very easy to rip, right? So we want to make it stronger by separating it to two sheets, right? And then we want to combine them through the roller, right, to strengthen it, and then make the dough firm. Yeah, this process is vital in developing the noodle firm noodle texture, right? Combining process is very critical in creating very good noodle texture for halal ramen, and then especially this is gonna be like kind of a little bit thick noodles, right? And then so like the hydration higher, and then you know, so we want to do this process. So this process is basically like kind of metaphor. Like I usually use it kind of working out, right? Working out the middle muscles. Um, yeah, so kind of working the dough to develop a movement structure, strong movement structure to have a kind of chewy and a firm noodle texture. So that dough that's coming out like is definitely smoother, more firm. Yeah, so it's almost like kind of automatic. Well, because we took a one like demand like manual labor a lot less than conventional machine do, right? So um, it's kind of almost like boring. You're you have a lot of like you find yourself probably find yourself you know having like empty handed like many many times when using this machine. So like yeah, when you're used to operating the machine, think you know you you're gonna be able to like do like other tasks, right? While operating this machine, probably go over there and then like jump up green onions or something, while the between goal one is walking on the dough, stuff like that. And then it's very easy and simple to use. So you know it's so this particular one doesn't choose person to operate it efficiently, right? So it's very easy to use, simple, and then easy on the workers. Doesn't demand the intensive labor, physical work, right? So it's designed to kind of go easy on the workers. So and then so yeah, while doing the second combining process, combining. So we started dusting the dough, right? As you maybe like noticed that some of the the dough is like kind of getting white with the dusting powder in them. Because from this point on, right, we want to keep it from sticking together. Um, so after combining process, like we are trying to stick them together, right? Combine them together, so it didn't dust. But from this point on, we want to keep it from sticking, right? So after this, right, we just want to thin the dough to the final thickness. So we're thinning the dough to the final thickness. Then we're going faster, right? We're going faster from this point on. Yeah. So after combined process, like you're going slow, and you're going very slowly on purpose. Because you want to apply the sufficient pressure on the dough to walk the dough, right? But then yeah, we want to measure the thickness, right? This caliper, and then yeah, it's 2.5 millimeter, and then so because the dough thickness is always bigger than the roll gap we set, right? So measuring the dough thickness gives us the how much the dough like bounces back, right? And then so that gives a hint to what the roller gap we need set to get to the final thickness, right? And so we're going to cut this dough. So this is the cutter we use, right? This round cutter, number 16. So number 16 is about 1.9, like 1.0, right? Like a round shape, right? Round shape, but like but the for the cross section of noodles that are that are coming out would be like kind of more like oval than the round. Okay, and so that's going to give us like very good, unique noodle texture. Usually used for like kind of spaghetti kind of pasta, but and then certain types of like ramen noodles, but kind of unique, right? And then so cutting, right? So we are setting the duster, right, directly onto the door, right, going into the cutter. So basically, this machine allows us to be able to adjust the length. That means that like we can adjust the serving size very easily. With the uh, touch of knob, right? As you can see that yeah, you can definitely see the noodles coming out, right? They're very visible, um, you know, and then like I think and I think when you're like running a restaurant and like you put this machine like what customers can see, right? The customer can definitely see like you can show how you make noodles, right? The noodle coming out like in front of the eyes. Um, it's kind of entertaining, right? Yeah, actually, we have a lot of customers like who you know place this machine right in the glass window where people walking outside on the streets can see right how the noodles coming out, the noodles being made, right? So it's kind of um, attract customers, like new customers in as well. So um, that's another benefit of the Richmond Gold Bar machine. So it's very like was pretty fast. Like just made one of our favorite noodles for halal ramen. Round shape, and then yeah, reasonably thick. So we hydration ratio we set it to a little bit high. The 38%. It's relatively high, right? So yeah, halal is I think like cuisine, like halal ramen is going to be like kind of we expect that to be big, like grow, uh, increasing bigger, right? In the coming years, coming months. So I think it's about time for you guys to kind of think about creating all halal ramen, all ramen, right? And then we have a lot of good ideas because we've had like the students coming from I don't say the names of the countries, but like in Islamic regions, right? And then countries where majority of people are are Muslims, right? So well, these people like definitely want to create more horror ramen, like very good ones. And then we have like increasing number of ramen shops that want to serve halal ramen because of number of Muslim people are increasing in Japan, right? And then of course like there are some ramen shops that specialize in serving halal ramen, right? So I think the trend that trend is gonna go like actually gonna increase right from this point on. So and as I said in the beginning, right, the market, right, global food market halal is expected to grow pretty rapidly. So we wanna take a piece of pie, right, by developing our own halal ramen. So you know, and then we'll definitely do the more workshops on halal ramen next time around, and then more advanced course, right? So please stay tuned, and then if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and then hit the bell notification so that you won't miss any of our content, right? Um, then for those of you who are interested in like purchasing a Yamato noodle machine this month, which is actually I think 2 days left, like for some people, right? 48 hours or something like that. So I'm not sure like this is relevant related to you, but like yeah. So if you or send us this code, right? MAR 2024 hyphen Richmond exclamation mark by email or something, right? So we're gonna send you guys the special deal that is gonna end by the 29th, right, this month. You know, it's a very special deal, like, for people who purchase the Yamato Noodle machine, not just the Weekly Ball One, but like, Yamato Noodle machine. So, yeah, if you're interested, please send us this code and then, you can unlock the special deal. Right. So, thanks for watching, and then please let us know in the comments that like if there are any other aspects like halal ramen that you want to learn, or like any other topics that are in the subject like you want to just learning, right? So please do that, and then thanks so much for watching, and then this Friday, right at the same time, we're gonna be doing the another workshop that's gonna be on yakisoba, then yaki udon. That's like stuff right, noodles and stuff like that udon. So it's sitting like and what are we actually showing you guys actual dishes of extra yaki udon on Friday, 4 p.m. JP, Japan Standard Time. So please check out imadnoodle.com and then check out our e-learning course online school that imadnoodle.com. So thanks so much for watching, and then we hope to see you back in the next workshop on Friday. So thanks so much. Bye bye.